Hello there.
Weird game.
I'm here with Sam and Ian. How you guys doing?
I'm doing
I'm
okay.
doing great.
I am game related question though.
Yeah.
Am I weirdly one? I've got my PS1 games down, and I've got one of the discs in, a non-game case, but I know where the game case is in the attic. So am I petty for wanting to go into the attic, go through all the suitcases and boxes up there, and try and find this one case for this one game?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't going nuts.
I'm glad you asked, actually. I have just the story for you.
Though
Oh,
I
by the
still
way-
have. Do you remember that big? I don't know if you ever saw it, but I have this big old. Whenever you used to go to old game shops back in the 90s, they had that big top 10 plastic board thing with the PS1 game slots in, with the PS1 games in.
Yeah.
I've got one of them that I'm hanging up on the wall with a few games in.
You may have noticed there is a talking severed head in the box.
I know about the talking severed head.
Is it Odin?
No.
Well, what you've missed is Mimir there was trapped in a tree, so we cut his head off and took him to that witch, who turned out to be Freya.
Oh wow, Freya.
Yeah. I'm not sure which Norse goddess she is.
I think Freya was one of.
She was a she was a fertility goddess.
I think wasn't she one of Odin's wife, like Odin's wife or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So she brought his head back to life, and he's telling us how to get to Jotunheim, and he managed to speak to the Midgard serpent for us, and that's where we're at. I've been exploring since then, so I've upgraded a bit.
Are you still okay with the armor, even though the only solace I gave you from that was that? Well, just imagine it's like his old general armor.
Yeah. I'm getting used to it. It still looks wrong.
Look, I'm just saying, you can't really sit there and say, well, women's armor in RPG games covers basically nothing but gives good stats and makes no sense, and then say the same for Kratos and just say, well, his stats are higher, so his nipples will actually defend against that one sword.
Kratos' nipples could break through anything.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy who would be like, the ring pull broke on my can of Coke. Thanks. Just stabs the top with his nipple.
Kratos
He also
could
split the
crush a
world in
boulder
half
his
with
pecs.
He also split the world and lifted every single one of the gods with his muscular left buttock.
Yeah.
When asked if he would ever go to work in a real job like a blacksmith, he responded, "Bah! Blacksmithing is for normals. I will do my godly duties for no numerical value."
Credit for planning that one.
Yes, I am equating him to the Ultimate Warrior.
Destrucity.
Don't Destrucity. Destrucity? Well, yeah, let's not go on about Ultimate Warrior's mind and the whole Destrucity, that weird comic with Santa that we really should never ever bring up. What is that auditory signal? Ah, it's sleigh bells. I mean, it is the holidays. Zounds! Christopher Kringle, that sign of Kantianism has escaped from warrior's bondage. I must search this way, I must search that way, and bring a symbol of decadence to the warrior's justice. Oh god. Ultimate Warrior was just a giant video game character with very dangerous views.
Yeah.
God, remember when we were in college and we used to laugh at the phone call?
Yeah.
Where they called WWE with the Warriors thing, which now doesn't work because the Warriors they've now decided a wonderful man who sprayed pixie dust and love everywhere he went.
Spreading his destrucity.
Yeah, I've seen the Wrestling Regret thing that was basically the Ultimate Warrior in WCW.
Death Claws.
Literally starting with, okay, let's be brutally honest here. The Ultimate Warrior was an asshole. Though they've turned him into a Simpsons joke as well. After they changed the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, they had Marge go, well, since you did that, the Ultimate Warrior said some very hurtful and some very offensive things. Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck. Oh, Kratos, I miss when you used to just grab things and tear their arms off.
The casting of the Losers Club is finally complete.
Oh, wonderful for the next It movie.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Chisel. The tip of one, yes. A very, very giant.
Let's see.
Yeah.
The new Losers Club is now complete with the announcement that Isaiah Mustafa will be playing the part of Mike Hanlon.
I'm still looking forward to seeing anything Pennywise does because, let's face it, he's kind of the reason anyone's watching. Look at me, I'm Jeff Goldblum if he was funny.
Stephen King loyalists may be disappointed that the sequel won't stay true to Mike's journey in the novel.
Well, to be fair, if we learned anything from the TV show and from the TV series and the movies of it, there are some things we just accept when they don't use anything from the novel nowadays.
But then again, that ship may have already sailed when the first film left out the part where Pennywise attacks him while taking the form of a giant bird.
At least it wasn't a giant mechanical spider.
Mustafa, meanwhile, will be joining a promising cast including James McAvoy as Bill, Jessica Chastain as Beverly, Bill Hader as Richie, James Ranson as Eddie Kasprak, and Jay Ryan as Ben, and Andy Bean as Stanley.
I never noticed that there was a Richie and an Eddie in that group before now.
They've got to do the balloon thing, though.
Well,
Was a frost giant. When he died,
And
it's
they
coming
also,
out.
or if they don't, at least pay Paul Heyman money to do the balloon scene. What's the matter? One balloon not enough. Try 100 balloons.
Balloons!
Excuse me. Do you have Fat Albert in a can? Prince Albert in a can? You do? Well, you better let the poor guy out. Where?
Well, we'll have to wait until September the 6th, 2019.
Okay.
That's
This is what
next
he
year.
does. He comes in and he stops things being scary. Everyone used to be afraid of me. Now they just look at me and go, wah!
You're not feeding off that dumb.
Somebody's got to lead them in. You're not feeding off their dumb. Do you want to tell him or shall I? I think we should both tell him. What? You're a clown! Just stop trying to be something else, you oddball of denial! Do you know what the best Jokers all have in common? They're not played by Jared Leto. Well, yes. He's getting his own standalone movie now.
Why?
Because apparently they've decided, the studio have decided that that the fans want Jared Leto as the Joker in his own solo movie.
Yeah. So we're getting 2 Joker movies.
I haven't even seen Ninja Batman yet, and I'm not really in any hurry.
But, oh my god. Why don't studios understand that certain characters just aren't meant to be main characters? And the Joker is one of them.
Because, look, some studios, they take the wrong thing of things. I mean, look at Dead Rising 4's entire existence at this point. It was a game built purely on a studio lying. They spent all the time claiming they invented these new wonderful things that were going to be in the game, and they either weren't in the game at all, or they were invented in the previous game by a completely different team.
Wow, my defense would take a hit with these, but the increase in strength in Runic would make up for it. I'm gonna put these on. And it looks a lot more Kratos. Let's have a look at the enchantment. Look at the dragon. Boost the strength even more. Dun, da, da, da,
There he is.
Find the tip of that chisel. That's the magic we need.
I wonder if we'll get to fight Thor.
Enemies.
That'll be fun.
Just give the word.
Oh, and it's been established that the stranger was in fact Balder.
I know. I just didn't want to tell anyone because you asked me not to.
Tell me when.
He's too ugly to be Boulder.
Oh, come on. You honestly can't sit there and criticize Baldur anymore. I mean, come on. Didn't 2 human do enough damage to him?
The thing is, Boulder is supposed to be like this really good-looking guy.
And I know he's the Norse god, apparently the Norse god of being a pussy.
Yeah. But the thing, and this guy did not look anything close to being handsome.
No, he looks like one of the guys who actually lives in Norway. Which I have to give them credit for that. I mean, he definitely looks like the Norwegian guy I knew. Although now I actually do still, I don't really speak to that guy so much anymore. He's off usually defending his heritage from something involving the Norse culture trying to use Odin for Nazi stuff or something. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge to speak on it, but it's a thing he does now. He's very proud of his Norse heritage. He even got a Mjolnir tattooed on his arm. And I mean the proper one, not the Marvel one.
What's the difference? They're both hammers, aren't they? What?
They are very different shapes. Very different.
What does real Mjolnir?
Well,
quote-unquote
real
look like?
Mjolnir, I'll have to find a picture of it and actually send it to you to describe it. But it's a bit more curved like an anchor than this square hammer thing that you're used to. I still can't believe last time we did this, we basically spent a lot of the time just making Russell Crowe jokes. Gab on, you testicle!
Yeah, he looks much more like Kratos now. It was that the armor was blue as well. It's just it didn't work with the aesthetic. I don't think.
Oh, you even throw the hammer like Mjolnir.
That was a long
My name is Maximus Decimus Viridius.
Oh my god, it's the gladiator guy.
Oh my god, I've never seen an actor before. Why don't you go choke on some pig vomit? You testicle.
Plated runeware braces. Let's have a look at these. Oh, that is
Oh,
a
jeez.
big upgrade. That is a big upgrade. Yep, I am having those.
Has anyone seen the Robin Hood movie he was in?
What, the Russell?
No.
No, I haven't.
He tries to do a northern accent. and he ends up sounding Irish. And then
Russell Crowe's
he
just
got
not
caught.
that great an actor, is he?
And
No.
the thing is, he was invited to a radio interview in London. Yeah, he sat down and did it, but then the guy just made one little comment about the about his accent in the Robin Hood movie, and then Russell Crowe got all pissed off and said, "You need to open your ears, mate," and then stormed out.
When was this?
Well, that was ages ago. I think it was to promote the release.
His attitude, man.
Yeah, his arrogance. Apparently, he invited Trey Parker and Matt Stone over, and all he did was go on about himself and how great he was. So then they said they could not stand being in the room with him at all. He was that annoying and that pompous. So they decided, fuck it. We'll make it in the next episode. The episode we're going to make of him, we are just fucking ripping. We are going to, make pretty much show how much of a, an arrogant dick he is. And apparently, he loved it. He didn't see a problem with the way they portrayed him as a guy who literally beats people up because he's insecure.
Speak the truth. Oh, and oh god, him and Les Mis.
He was so awkward in that.
Oh, I mean, Crowe can sing, just not in that style.
Yeah.
He's more like a rock singer.
I mean, Les Mis
'Cause,
as a film feels about as long as it's supposed to be set.
I mean, I've actually seen a clip on YouTube of Russell Crowe in the Rocky Horror Show.
Right.
Oh, God.
Well, he played Eddie.
Oh, God.
And
Oh, good Lord.
surprisingly, he was actually pretty good.
Okay.
This was like Russell Crowe in his younger days.
I don't know. Nothing beats Meatloaf.
I know, but this was only theatre.
Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab.
Oh, Rocky!
Oh, Rocker! I meet you, but you just see.
And what charming underclothes you both have. But here, put these on. They'll make you feel less vulnerable.
God.
It's not
Tim
often
Curry
we
is the only
receive this-
person. Tim Curry is the only person who can make me terrified and aroused at the same time. Aroused.
It's not often we receive visitors here, let alone offer them hospitality. Hospitality? All we want to do was use your telephone, god damn it! A reasonable request which you chose to ignore. Brad, don't be ungrateful. Ungrateful? How forceful you are, Brad. Such a perfect specimen of manhood, so dominant. He's just looking at his crotch as he says it. And he just
I know.
And the other
And
guy
that's
quickly
what-
covers himself up.
Well, again, you're looking at Tim Curry wearing makeup and drag. It's kind of really awkward alone at that time period to begin with.
It's the best Tim Curry.
It really is. I still love the Home Alone review that they did. Just with Tim Curry. I know the irony of me being scared off by a clown. You was here, and you was smooching with my brother. You can just see his face, like, did I? Was that a different hotel? And of course, how Tim Curry made pizza brilliant. Pizza. That's one that's been curried.
Yeah, Frankenfurter's the best Tim Curry.
I just still love that shirt that guy in CEX had that has, you know, that has him as Frankenfurter on the front, says "Don't dream it," and then on the back is Pennywise going "Beat it."
What does it say?
That is the best fucking shirt ever.
Yeah.
One from the vaults.
One from the vaults.
I just love his face when he's trying to kill Meatloaf with an axe.
And how he just quickly regains composure after he's done it.
It's just the eyes. He managed back there to just do the crazy eyes perfect. Here you've got Meatloaf running away from Tim Curry in stockings and suspenders with an axe. It reminds me, it couldn't make this shit up.
Oh wait, I've already been here.
Oh, don't be upset. It was a mercy killing. He had a certain naive charm, but no muscle. And then Rocky flexes and he's like, "Oh!"
I think I showed Ollie the Rocky Horror Picture Show once. Just the once.
Yeah.
And he had the time of his life.
I don't know. I don't think Ollie enjoyed it the way we enjoy it.
I thought it was good. I can appreciate Rocky Horror.
I'm glad someone can. My mother-in-law loves musicals, and she at one point when she was still living with us, was going through all me and Liz's DVDs, which I should point out, Liz used to just buy DVDs when she was in college for the sake of just having something to watch, so there was a lot of crap. She has admitted there is loads of crap. I mean, why else would you have Kangaroo Jack?
Oh, God.
So, anyway, she was going through and she found my Repo the Genetic Opera, which is another one of my favourites. The only thing Paris Hilton's ever done that was worth a damn.
I have a plan.
And the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and she's like, I've heard all about this, but never seen it. So she watched it, and she just came back like, what the hell was this? I'm like, beyond, I see, it's beyond your simple mind.
It's only the greatest musical ever.
Damn right.
And you can't appreciate it.
Oh, now. Maybe after multiple viewings.
What?
Maybe after multiple viewings, she might appreciate it a bit more. I mean, it's better than sitting there and having to watch Paint Your Wagon.
Yeah.
And yes, I have seen Paint Your Wagon, Ollie. And no, it is nothing like what The Simpsons had. Though Lee Marvin is mostly drunk in it.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't do musicals, so that's probably why. Throw open the switches of the sonic oscillator. Well, really? That's no way to behave on your first day out. But, since you're such an exceptional beauty, I'm prepared to forgive you. Well,
He's okay.
okay.
Okay. I think we can do better than that.
Brad
Ian,
and
what do you
Janet-
think of him?
Well, I don't like men with too many muscles.
I didn't make him for you!
Uh,
He has the Charles Atlas seal of approval! Sorry, that I haven't ever done that line before, so I'm sorry, I've always wanted to do that line.
I'm afraid so, Janet. But isn't it nice?
What have you done to
What have you done? What have you done with Brad? Well,
Nothing.
Nothing.
Why? Do you think
Why
I should?
do you think I should? You tricked me. I wouldn't have. I've never. Yes, I know. But it isn't all bad, is it? I think you find it quite pleasurable. Oh, Brad. Brad is probably asleep by now. Do you want to see you like this?
This?
Oh, you fiend, you monster! It's your fault you're to blame! Oh, I was saving myself. Well, I'm sure you're not spent yet.
Can we just talk about the fact that that Frankenfurter effectively sexually assaults both his guests?
Yeah.
And
they
it's
let him
always
get on
almost
with
line
it.
for line. What are you doing on Janet? Nothing. Why do you think I
Why
should?
do you think I should? You tricked
And
me.
it's
I
almost
wouldn't
the
have.
same thing, word for word.
Yeah. I thought it was the real thing. Oh, come on, Brad, admit it. You liked it, didn't you? There's no crime in giving yourself over to pleasure. Jen needn't know. I won't tell her. There's pharmacy you won't tell. On my mother's grave. And it's like, Master, Rocky has escaped. Magenta has released the dogs. Coming! Coming!
God, the Zen room.
Frankenfurter.
Yeah, I'm confused on how that magnet thing, that whole magnet thing worked. Though
Yeah.
it's amusing to watch, just the whole going through unnecessary rooms.
It's kind
Like
of
how
funny.
you it's just the whole thing, like when he shows her into Columbia and Magenta's room, and he just like goes around the bed, and she just looks up like, what the fuck?
And the fact he crashes through the wall.
Yeah. Great Scott!
You know why they did that?
Why?
Because they forgot to put a door in the lab. It's one of the things when they were building the set, they forgot to put. They were like, so how did the guests get in? And that's still left unsolved.
My legs. I can't feel my legs. My wheels. Dear God, I can't feel my wheels.
It's as if we're glued to the spot.
Oh God, why am I suddenly imagining Dr. Why am I suddenly imagining Dr. Wiley as Dr. Scott?
You are now quake with fear, you tiny fools.
I'll tell you once, I'll tell you twice. You better wise up, Janet Weiss. Your cherry pie don't taste too nice.
Nice.
Better wise up, Janet Weiss.
I've laid the seed. It should be all you need. You're essential as a pencil, wind up like an E on third string. When we made it, did you hear a bell ring? You got a block? Well, take my advice. You better wise up, Janet Weiss. The transducer will seduce you. It's something you'll get used to. A metal mindfuck could be nice. Planet, Schmanet, Janet.
And just think how it all ends with, of course, Riff Raff shooting him.
Yeah.
And now with thanks to modern day happening, now every time I see the RKO studio thing, I forget RKO was actually a broadcasting thing right before it was Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised no one's taken advantage of doing one of those RK out of nowhere meme things where he falls off the top of the tower and having Randy RKO him. You killed him. I would have liked him. He liked you.
More like I can step into the realm between
He never liked me.
your mind.
He never liked me.
So
Riff Raff.
that's how we avoid ever having to actually
You should go, Dr. Scott, while it is still possible. We are about to enter the galaxy of Transylvania.
Brother wanted to know
Back
if
to
you
the
knew
planet
anything.
transsexual.
Tell me why.
Brock was asking about me?
How did it happen? I want to understand you were watching him. I was only away for a minute, Master.
You let him touch
Well, see if you can spot him on the monitor. And just whips him.
I love that. Yeah, I just love that.
Yeah.
He just like smacks. He's smacking him in the elevator. He just like
He actually- He actually did actually hit him at one point.
Oh God!
He stepped between realms.
I hope he took it in good fun.
Well, he's an actor, so he just got on with it.
Yeah, obviously.
Hmm.
Well, it says something when he sees the new Rocky Horror and doesn't like it. I think
Oh,
it was you who
God.
told me he fucking hated it.
He did hate it. Oh,
And I don't
God.
see why anyone else has a problem. Has this problem with anyone else not liking it.
What can I do for you two?
Yeah, but I think, although I tell a lie, not the entire cast is bad. The only good member they had was Tim Curry,
Yeah.
and that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Tim Curry was the only good part of the remake.
Tim Curry's the best part of anything. I mean, it's like they said in that Nostalgia Shit review. Any movie, even if that movie only got 1 star, he's the reason that movie got a 1 star. Yeah, that star is he's the reason they got any kind of star.
Hmm.
Let's face it, he's the only good part of the Home Alone 2 movie.
Yeah. And plus, he was the best part of the Red Hunt for October.
I haven't seen that.
Or was it Hunt for Red October? Yeah.
I think it was
it's that
Hunt
one.
for Red October.
Yeah. It's a film starring Sean Connery as like this Russian dude. And he's like defecting to the well, he's Soviet Russian dude, and he's defecting to the US, and he needs like transportation to get there, well, protection to get there from other like Soviet submarines. One of his crew members is Tim Curry. And once you see him, like, right, enough said, Tim Curry gives best performance. They have quite a big cast in that.
Wrist armor, arcane braces.
Well, at least you see he looks more like Kratos now. In fact, he doesn't look as white as he used to.
You just need to get rid of the beard.
I don't know. I like him with the beard. He looks more mature and daddy.
If you want to make him look more
you know
like
what would be
Kratos.
appropriate? Playing this on Father's Day.
say so myself.
Yeah, that should be DLC. The option to remove Kratos' beard.
Or get classic Kratos skin.
Yeah.
I can see that being a thing.
Surtur's grip of flame. Curved grip of restoration. Is there anything that doesn't come with a downside? Like anything that's just an upgrade with the stats? Nope. Talisman of rejuvenating fury. Nah. Alright, craft.
Master
Atreus.
Atreus, how may I serve?
Armor. Basic runic vestment. Nah, I think he's alright.
Be seeing ya.
Oh. Hide. Spotted.
Hey, Sandra, could you take a look at this?
Honestly, I don't have much else going on right now. Ah, offerings to Tyr. These are quite rare, you know.
Why?
Well, you know Odin, not the biggest fan of Tyr. I thought he destroyed all of these. Poor Fafnir. There's a fine line between ambition and greed, you know.
Right. Okay.
I don't suppose you could try. What? No, just it was a question. I'm fine. I'm fine. Where it is good.
Okay.
And for the youngster,
I don't know. Dust of Realms, I wonder. It's like, I've got more than enough hack silver, but nothing else that I need to really, make something.
that will save us two.
So, this plan of yours.
Can you guess it?
Knowing you, it doesn't involve standing around here.
Correct.
But how do we move forward?
here.
Oh, low control the battery, of course.
You better plug that in.
Yes.
Do you think there's something inside that'll help us break the ice and get to the chisel tip?
No.
I'll keep thinking. Here we go!
What is that? Fuck.
Father! Got lucky.
Boy turned out to be surprisingly useful.
Well, you knew that was going to be a thing. You mean you said literally in some of the earlier
That
on
was
the,
difficult.
one of the earlier streams that you were apparently meant to level up a boy.
Yeah.
How am I
If he
doing,
becomes-
Father?
Yes, I even filled that in for you. Ethan.
You knew this place? Before?
I came here on a diplomatic mission once, trying to broker a peace
Yeah.
between Asgard and Vanaheim. That war.
You know, Ian, if I didn't know you, I'd say you'd be throwing G Willikers unironically.
Tree of giants.
What if the giants had to
Gee Willikers, Father.
Nothing at all.
Holy big rock, Father.
They took no
Precisely,
stake in that
Robin.
madness. But Odin's paranoia is surpassed.
Easy, old chum.
Lust for blood.
Why, that abominable outlaw.
The Count of Conundrums himself, the Riddler. Dear God, somebody is stealing my water.
Oh, they're crafty.
How come when you least suspected? I sank most of this town's money into this, but I'll go on if I have to spend $1 million.
Ooh, get a tan.
Ugh, get a tan.
Adam West.
You'll thank me when they're not eating our brains. You'll thank me.
Right, was I supposed to do something else? Ah, I see. Sort of. Right, so let's see what we can do here.
Golly, Father.
Now
Ooh,
hold
hello
on, you
there,
knucklehead.
sir.
Holy ravioli.
Oh, when you could add holy or G something or and add something else and it would be acceptable.
Holy sweet Egyptian reference of some other Egyptian reference.
Exactly, Holly.
Let's see. View in menu.
Heavy runic attack.
Holy heavy rune.
Huh. Yeah, I'll take that. Right. Okay, so I got that. Okay, guys, I'll be back in a moment. Could you just fill the air for a minute or two?
Okay, always will, don't worry. We'll keep it, well, respectful.
Just keep it entertaining.
Mention of any certain people.
Absolutely not. Even if, and I quote this, even if they do say Jehovah. So yeah, I got the PS2 collection down. I've almost filled the entire goddamn shelf.
Oh wow.
And yes, I got Silent Hill 3.
Oh good, good.
Currently, my list consists of, and don't judge me for any of them, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Silent Hill 3, State of Emergency, Mega Man X Command Mission, Final Fantasy X and X-2 because they were £1 each, Dirge of Cerberus, the original Yakuza game with Mark Hamill voicing Majima,
Yeah.
Ruffle Roses, Clock Tower 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories, Final Fantasy 12, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, or Deception, Soul Calibur 3, Grandia 2, Dead or Alive 2, SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 and the original SmackDown vs. Raw, Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, Onimusha 3, Silent Hill 2, SmackDown vs. Raw's Revenge of the Sith, Shut Your Mouth, Onimusha Warlords, Onimusha 2, Liberty City Stories, The Simpsons Hit and Run, Here Comes the Pain, Shadow Heart, Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, Tekken Tag Team Tournament, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Gems Collection, and then there's SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 and 8. And as for the PS1 games, I've got pretty much every Final Fantasy game that was ever released on the UK PS1. So no tactics.
Right, guys, I have returned.
Good. All I really did was recount my PS2 collection at the moment because I've now managed to fill a goddamn shelf.
Cool. Oh, Sam, I didn't.
Mortal Kombat games thanks to you and you introducing me to Deception.
What, Grand Theft Auto London?
They blamed Grand Theft Auto London, which was a game that at the time had been out 12 years prior and hadn't sold very well. If they'd said State of Emergency, I would have actually believed them more. Because the
No,
game
you
is
wouldn't.
nothing but riots.
Like, no, any media blaming for any real-world action is fucking stupid. Regardless
I know it's
of how
stupid. I'm just saying
legitimate it
I'm
seems.
just saying what they chose was poor by several merits. I mean, yes, choosing to blame video games was a poor merit to begin with, but they would have been able to save at least some face if they'd said State of Emergency, which is a bit more of a recent title and actually more relevant than a game that had 6 missions of you going around London.
It would have been slightly less ridiculous, yes. But
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, is it would have been slightly less ridiculous. I'm not saying the argument itself isn't ridiculous, because it's as ridiculous as you wearing a spaghetti hat.
Hey, you knocking spaghetti hats?
Filled with bees.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, see? Let me finish my sentences, okay? You don't know where I'm going with this, inconsiderate dick.
Alright, Sam, I apologise.
Good. Now the healing can begin.
Huh. What now?
So, oh Sam, did I tell you about my my headphone dilemma?
No, you didn't.
Like, you know how my headphones that I've had for a year now had some tape around the left thing?
Yeah.
Well, I've sent them back to Amazon for a refund. Might get another pair or a different pair. But those were proper studio headphones, right?
Right.
Audio Technica ATX somethings. I don't know the full designation. But I got these from HMV yesterday on like 25 quid in the hope that they would be good enough to tide me over for a couple of days. The Skull Candy ones, I heard good things about them. They're shit.
Yeah. Oh, because I have Skull Candy and I've had no problems.
Well,
But then
maybe,
again, I got Skull Candy ones like 4 years ago, and one thing I've noticed, because Liz wanted to get some proper Skull Candy ones, because she got some from like 10 years ago, but they were starting to die off.
Well,
So
maybe
she-
I've just
she-
been
she wants to get some
spoiled
new
by
ones, but-
Audio Technica, but like it just maybe I've just been spoilt by having studio quality headphones, but I can't
Yes,
get used to these.
you have. You need to relax more and come back down to the real world with the rest of us.
No,
Look at
you
him,
all need to
thinking
have
he's
some
better than the
standards for your sound quality.
Look at him, thinking he's so better because he can afford these things. I'm being sarcastic right now, by the way.
I didn't want to buy any more of
I
those
completely
headphones.
understand. It's one of the reasons me and Liz argue over my headphones all the time, because she kept stealing mine even when she had her own because mine had better quality.
Yeah. It's like once you get it's like 4K and HD or whatever. You don't notice the improvement until you have to go back to the way
Here's
things
the
used
thing,
to be.
and I know you won't get this. I know you won't get this at all.
Yeah.
But I recently played Resident Evil 0 on the PS4, and then I played its GameCube equivalent.
Yeah.
Dear fucking God. They didn't just upscale the fucking thing.
Really?
They remodeled a lot of things. They remodeled a few of the textures, and they even did it so much that facial structures for Rebecca completely changed.
Oh, did you
Like they-
ever have this phenomenon where you go back to playing a game that you haven't played in years, like an old favourite? Like for me, it was Tenchu 2, and you think, did it always look this bad?
Yes, Ollie, that's what happens that's what happens with people like us who have been around since, you and me have been around since the 90s.
Yeah.
And
Well-
we were watching, in terms of gaming, we've been around. I mean, I was born at the end of the 80s, but I was pretty much raised in the 90s. And as
Yeah.
such, I grew up with the PlayStation. We grew up with the PlayStation and N64, and let's face it, that was literally like the beginnings of 3D.
Yeah.
And it's hard to hard to remember that we loved these things, but then you go back to them. I mean, look at any N64 game now, and and try not to think of those paper doll things that people make.
What,
Like those
Nintendo
3D
Labo?
paper. No, you know those 3D paper dolls that people used to make of Final Fantasy VII characters, like,
Yeah.
that made them look like the in-game models. Basically, they look like that. And yes, I know all about that thing that they released that didn't do too well.
Well, give it a chance. It's not been out long yet, but no, that will do well enough for Nintendo for what it is. Like, you know, a lot of the quote-unquote hardcore fans have to learn to for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just Nintendo's only real problem now is accepting that their pre-order thing is their pre-order standards are technically illegal, and illegal means illegal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they need
I'm
to
not
actually
defending
learn that
Nintendo
shit.
on their online front, like.
Yeah,
you know.
well, you can't really defend them if if you
Well, it's
respect
fucking
something.
indefensible, isn't it?
Well, look, when you respect something, I don't care how much you respect something, you've got to admit the faults, otherwise you're just being blind to it all. I mean, I accept that while I love Sony's stuff, I recognise that a lot of their stuff is, at the moment, and a lot of their practices lately, have been fucking stupid. I mean, I can't really defend their White Tiger thing. Or, you know, their incomplete games they allowed on, you know...
I'm really...
on the PlayStation Store, and the fact that it's still better than the Xbox One stuff is sad, but we can all agree that no matter how bad Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo can get, they will never be as bad as Steam at this point and AIDS Simulator.
No, Steam have basically committed to not doing a thing.
I know. I love how they're trying to just treat it as if this is an acceptable condition of, no, as long as you don't break the law, we're okay with it. So it's okay to make a game about going around Africa killing people who have AIDS because you think it's funny.
Yeah.
I actually have no fucking words.
And there's that game where you just go out and kill people for no reason.
Hatred.
Yeah.
God, that thing.
I mean, that's... that is a game that people should be blaming on violence.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is that,
No,
again,
it
you
isn't.
can't prove it because there is no connection at all between what people play in a video game and what they do in real life. There is no connection.
I mean, I
There's been
Senator
ways-
recently tried to blame porn for school shootings. It's like that's the
Look, they try to
disconnect
blame
that these
everything
people
for
have.
school. They try to blame everything for school shootings except for guns.
Yeah, and you'd think there would be a pretty common element in shootings. Just saying.
You'd think so. You'd think so, but you know, you can't blame. You can't really claim. There is no connection that killing someone in a video game does, you know, will correlate in violence in real life. Just as like there's not going to be any connection between sexism, racism, or anything else in games
Quiet head.
and connecting it. Because you know,
Dante,
the second
hey!
you start, the
Oh my
second
God.
you start doing, oh.
Quiet head. Yeah, we have. We have a head. So Kratos has become like a buff Al Snow. Hey,
Swiggity swooty, coming for that booty.
Rune Weaver War Belt. Rare waist armor. Let's have a look at this then.
But yeah,
hit
the
the
long and short of it is you
yeah.
can't really blame video games for any real life behaviour, and those that have done violent things or done things in video games have been blamed for, normally
I
they've
know.
got no connection to it whatsoever, or they were mentally unstable to begin with.
I know. It's just that with games like Hatred, it doesn't help matters.
No, hatred doesn't help. And, you know, Steam storefront now, it's good that Steam is seen as the hive of scum and villainy that it is now. And because now it's no longer being blamed on because it's not actual game studios making this is just people. Like, and just some people are fucked up, unfortunately. I mean, when I heard about the AIDS simulator thing, sadly, Ollie thought of me.
Just because I thought it was something you'd laugh at. I've been watching some funny voiceover
No, you thought of it. You thought of it. You
videos
thought of me because
animals.
Frankie Boyle did a joke about this kind of thing happening at one point, and we now want to imagine that Frankie Boyle is clairvoyant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Some people
funny
are just
voiceover
not.
videos with animals, and that's my favourite phrase so far. Yeah, the Lemmy Smash ones. Lemmy Smash.
Yeah.
You
I-
want some plot?
I mean, some people are just not meant to make video games.
No, no, they are not.
I mean,
just look at
Don't
whoever's
take
left at Konami.
Those symbols.
yeah, take a look at Digital Homicide.
I'd rather not, or their new Loot Toot video game thing. I've seen both the videos covering them, and after seeing how they reacted after the whole Jim Sterling thing and the denial that they're in,
Doesn't like music either.
because the way I understand it is that Jim, the Digital Homicide backed off simply because they were, it was getting too real, and they were told they'd have to actually lawyer up.
Yeah.
Or take, and their response was, oh, my brother pulled out of it because he was going to drag me and the company through it, and I told him I didn't want to, so he had to drop it.
Yeah. And
Then he
Blaming
then he
violence on
referred to the
video games
gaming.
is so absurd to me. People are violent because they got issues of their own and are armed. Period. Yep, pretty much.
yeah, totally.
I mean, most of those school shooters didn't even care for video games.
Yeah, like. And on the note of porn, the only issue I see is people having unrealistic expectations of partners' performance during intimacy. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I agree. Pretty much it. Right, I missed what I'm actually supposed to do here. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because apparently there was one school shooter who was got mad because his girlfriend dumped him or something.
Yeah,
Retrograde lad.
these
And
things.
Of course.
apparently he was inspired by the film Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, you never hear those films get blamed for anything, at least not in this day and age.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing: it's always going to be stupid to blame media influences because you're applying logic to a mind that doesn't work that way. Like, you know, generally speaking, and I know I'm generalizing here, but mentally
Because
stable
you just said
people
generally
don't.
speaking, so obviously.
Mentally stable people don't really tend to like going on shooting rampages. I mean, I've not seen any evidence that it's a popular pastime among the mentally, stable.
No.
And, so you've got to assume an adult mind. So why does it matter what they think caused them to do it? Because, you know Charles Manson, right?
Yes.
Do you know what he claimed? Do you know what he claimed was his influence for the cult killings?
The
What?
Beatles.
Yeah, Helter Skelter, specifically. A Beatles song.
Oh, bloody hell.
And, the Beatles don't strike me as particularly murdery, apart from the song Maxwell's Silver Hammer. That one is very murdery.
And then there's
if I
Piggy's
can't-
song.
Yeah. So, just see if I can't get a better camera angle here. Just a second. No, I don't want to stop broadcasting. No. Advanced settings. Let's.
Submarine for months on end, hated being there, made it clear he did not want to be there anymore and wanted to just leave. They wouldn't transfer him and just kept putting him on this submarine. and then just randomly one day said he was going to kill people like they do in Grand Theft Auto to see how many points he could rack up. I'm pretty sure that part was fabricated.
Grand Theft Auto hasn't had points since... I don't even know if
The
it ever did.
90s. It didn't since the 90s. Like, you know, the first few games that, you know, had very little going for it in terms of actual story.
Oh, shit. Okay. Right. Okay, I missed the riddle, so what am I supposed to do here?
Try that.
House, bar, sumo, veteran.
The riddle. Winter is last.
Here you go, brother.
Winter, spring, summer, autumn.
Ah. Right, well that'll be winter. Which one is spring? That's winter.
The one with the flower on it. That's spring.
Alright, yeah. Right, summer. That'll be the sun.
That's winter. And there's the flower. That's spring.
Let's try that.
Try that.
House, sumo, flower, veteran.
Atreus, that word.
Thorn. It means endure.
Try it.
Thorn.
So I'm just gonna... And save.
Your son is dead, Daedalus.
Write it again.
So who's the monster in this game? Are we looking for Zeus again?
Zeus has
No.
been, I think, no, Zeus has been long since dead. I think we're just going to be dealing with Nordic stuff, so
I guess
if I was to hazard a guess,
stuff the high Vanir gods
anything Nordic.
the ability to
Well,
Look at
basically,
all the pretty lights, Father.
Lord himself.
his wife's
Oh
dead.
god.
They've burnt her and they've got
Again?
her ashes. His wife's dead, they've burnt her and they've cremated her. They have her ashes.
Across the sky.
And they want to scatter her ashes as per her last request in the highest point in all of the realms,
After that, they decided
which is
to rest the
Jotunheim,
time alone.
which is where we're trying to get to.
I can't get to the ball.
So there's no big monster to fight as of yet. We're just trying to fulfill a dead wife's last request, which is
So it's
nuts.
just pretty much doing your last request, but but you know, killing whatever's on the way trying to stop you.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're
Stopping
not
us from
going.
standing on top of a mountain to say press A to pay your respects.
So you didn't fight Jormungandr.
No, not the Midgard. No, the Midgard serpent's nice. He helped us along the way.
No.
I mean,
he's
you
the
did
one
kill a
with-
dragon and you removed its tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Jormungandr
right.
is the.
I forgot about Zeus being cadaverific. It's just weird for me to think of deities as able to die. They're normally
Jormungandr
not,
is-
but, you know, tell Kratos that something can't die. He will prove you wrong.
I mean, I think the only god he didn't kill was Aphrodite.
And that's because he was too busy fucking her.
Hey, now, we all did it.
Well, I got you experience.
Oh, yeah.
Jormungandr is the one mythical creature I fear.
Back to writing before the floor collapses.
The previous God of War series was a very different animal to this one.
Oh, yeah, he was a very angry young man.
That reminds me of Snake carrying out the will of the boss or something. Yeah, it is a bit like that.
Kratos, clean your room. I will disembowel you! Why, Kratos? Why did you have to set me on fire? Why couldn't you just clean your room? That's all he is he was a stroppy teenager murdering people for for reasonable things.
Stop that, Kratos. I'm expressing myself.
I'm having fun.
You are grounded, young man.
I will mount your head on my axe.
Well, he didn't really have an axe back then.
Then I'll make an axe out of your bones. Then mount your head on it.
Oh. And you wonder why your mother left us.
I killed our mama. Knowing Kratos, he probably did. Oh, Kratos, the O.J. Simpson of video games.
Some Puerto Rican guy did it.
Sorry. Liar! Murderer! You know you... So I'm just being reminded of that time that Paul Bearer would walk around a ring going, "Murderer!" at The Undertaker during all of his matches. When Paul Bearer suddenly went blonde and had no mustache.
Yeah.
I was doing that whole Undertaker murdered his family thing. So we just keep coming to the ring and going murderer at The Undertaker every chance he got.
The O.J. Simpson of video games.
Yeah, he is. I'm sure he'd write a book if he could write. If he could take the time to write, he'd write a book going, "If I did it, this is how I'd do it," like O.J. Simpson did.
Yeah, but
all that's missing is a van.
The white Bronco. Cut my wife into pieces. Lose my place in sports.
I'm thinking of doing like a series of tutorial videos on like vocal warm-ups and stuff. Like that'd be fun. Just some instructional things. There's got to be stuff I know how to do that people would appreciate also knowing how to do.
Passing skills on to a new generation.
Good impression, Ashley.
Sorry. Sorry.
Well, that's why you're going to be my snake in the abridged movie.
I don't want to be your snake, thank you very much.
You know what I meant.
I know, but Rick Mail died a few years ago yesterday, so
yeah,
I had to throw in a bottom joke.
Wait a minute. How could we have died?
Oh no, how can gods die? And you say, well, I'll prove them wrong. Well, how did we die? Well, apparently this proved how you died.
Who can do a good impression of TFS Soul when he discovered the feeling of it? Oh, so this is what lips feel like. Ba 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 bra 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 bra.
Oh, to be fair, Vegeta, you are part of me.
To be fair, you are part of my DNA.
I wanna be perfect. I wanna.
Could you play video Kill the Radio Star?
Oh my. Let me answer that question.
Please absorb me. In a moment, baby.
Let me answer that question in the form of a question. Wanna see me drink this guy?
Fuck. Right. And then in the second form, he sounds like he has something in his mouth. I can't say it, PJ.
And then when he's in his final form, he sounds something like this.
And then finally, when he has his perfect form, he is perfect Cell. That was Takahata 101 when he was
Yeah.
demoing what Cell was going to sound like before they actually did it.
Do you know the way?
Yes, I know the... No, I don't know the fucking way.
Devil Artemis.
Stop spitting on me. Oh, and of course, did you see the one where he met up with Fleece Johnson from the Boondocks?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I just want you to know, Ollie, that guy is a real person. Fleece Johnson was a real person. It's just in the Boondocks they did make a thing where Chris Hansen tried to arrest him, but he intentionally did that whole To Catch a Predator thing just so he could get Chris Hansen and, well, you know, get that booty. I didn't come here for no little boys. I came here looking for booty. Now I know who you is, Mr. Hansen. Now we can do this the easy way or the hard way. I'm afraid we won't be doing anything. Oh, I see. We're doing it the hard way. Cut. We can't use any. He just like pins in. Like, I'm a warrior.
Have you seen the creators? Some of his other work.
No, I haven't seen.
He did a thing called Black Jesus.
Oh God.
I was in America when it first premiered. It's just basically Black Jesus in the ghetto.
Oh God. No, I saw a thing where Jesus actually talked about maybe coming back for the first time in 2,000 years, but coming back as he looked 2,000 years ago. And unfortunately, in doing so, he got arrested by Homeland Security.
That Galukovich. He's no warrior. He's a politician. I'm voicing
and then, of course,
he got stuck
in a cell with not Muhammad. So they had to basically die so they could go to heaven. So they killed not Muhammad by drawing a drawing of him. So all the censored signs died. And then Jesus just kept creating bread and water, so he ate himself to death. So go back in another 2,000 years.
Oh, god damn it. I almost got it.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Our plan has no place for practicality or success. Oh god, I'm right back here. Fuck's sake.
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer. And of a liar. Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
Identify yourself. Identify yourself,
I am
bitch!
Shalashashka, though your grandmother knows me as Funkmaster McGee.
On the note of Jesus, I've always felt, weird by people who say, Jesus is coming. Who randomly say...
And you haven't once said Jesus has already came. Haven't you seen the mess?
My mum has been hearing that. Oh, fuck. Nope. God damn it.
That's a cool ocelot.
Well, thank you, Zamari.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to give your name to the Patriots. Even though they've kind of been dead or comatose for the last few years. I mean, one hasn't got a head on her shoulders anymore. The other one's kind of got a heart attack. Well, I shocked him to death. It was an accident.
Oh, look.
His screams were so loud. It was exhilarating. And the other one's in a coma.
Bear cry to eagle.
Well, Bear ain't gonna cry to much more once he's been shot in the lungs.
Whew. Don't even think about using auto fire, or I'll know.
Don't even think about using auto fire, or I'll know, you son of a bitch.
What actually was auto fire? I don't.
Auto fire was. Oh my god! How old are you?
Old enough, but you know.
Okay, occasionally, did you ever have a third-party controller at any point in your life, Ollie?
No.
A push.
Okay,
Trust me.
sometimes, because not everyone was like you and had the thumbs of the gods to button press. So what there was an extra. When some third-party controllers had an auto fire function or just an auto function, and what would happen is you'd hold the button down, and then you'd hold the button you wanted to rapidly press, and it would just like automatically press the button rapidly for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so I couldn't do the torture thing without submitting for years. Like the low buttons. Oh, right, yeah.
You're cracked, you know that?
Well. Good. We should keep moving.
I actually like the dynamic between Kratos and Boy, because I did some exploring between streams to upgrade experience, what have you, and there was a whole thing where he wanted Kratos to tell him stories, and he told him things like the tortoise and the hare fable, and he just gradually gets better at telling stories.
Yeah.
I never had a third-party controller and had no idea what it was myself until Ocelot said that. I could piece it together, but I didn't know if...
Well, the thing is, I know this because I used to have a few third-party controllers when they were cheap for the PS2 and the PS1, and I even still have some for the GameCube.
I'd seen a couple of third-party controllers, like other people had them.
Speaking of, did you see that the Switch is getting GameCube-style controllers?
I never knew my controller for doing such a thing. I thought that could be done in any game, but Metal Gear Solid specifically, it was disabled. Yeah, it's just like Kojima to do something like that, though, isn't it? It's like... I'm really looking forward to Death Stranding, because, like, the game industry without Hideo Kojima in it is a very dark place.
It is. And Konami is just... You know, it was great to go on the PlayStation Store and see that they'd made a 2D Castlevania NES-style game.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who's doing the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night made a prequel game in the style of the old NES games. Do you know if anyone could do such a thing? Yeah.
Kojima is a dick to disabled people, apparently.
You mean he doesn't give them a leg to stand on? Sorry. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
Oh, you know I'm not sorry. I mean, I posted that Full Metal Alchemist thing, and you were the only one who was like, "No, you're not sorry. You're not sorry at all."
You're sorry. I went, "No, you're not."
You're right. I really am not.
Yeah. I can't stand being a double amputee.
I'm sure being asthmatic takes your breath away.
I would jog and I'd start rowing every day. You'd see me going to the park and to the gym. I'd go drinking in the club, and every evening I'd go clubbing if I only had some limbs. I would learn to play the trumpet, 'cause just sitting on my stump, it tends to make my life quite grim. I'm content, but I'd be more so if I wasn't just a torso, if I only had some limbs. Oh, I just sit and cry, a quadruple amputee. I just hang around all day and watch TV, but that's the life of quadriplegics.
I should point out that Ollie himself is in a wheelchair, and that we have grown up in environments where we were, in disabled schools and stuff. So
yeah, we joke about it a lot.
Yeah, we joke about it a lot, and we've joked at each other for it. I mean, we're not Stephen Lynch levels, but still.
Ah, Stephen Lynch.
Did you hear his song, I Think You're a Nazi, about his girlfriend that he thinks might be a Nazi, and it's kind of clear that she is?
All I wanna do.
My sister hated the special ed song.
I wonder what Metal Gear Solid 5 Snake would sing to Eli in that regard. I don't know. I'd play cards and I'd play Scrabble, not just spend my days imagining a life where I had shins. 'Cause I've never had a day till I can't even masturbate, oh if I only had some limbs. That was the amateur transplant song.
Well, technically speaking, he did dislocate Eli's arm. Can't exactly masturbate with that.
Right. What would he sing to Eli in the thing? All I wanna do is see you turn into a Super Saiyan. Apparently that's a Steven Universe song. I don't know, I haven't seen Steven Universe, but apparently the fandom sucks, which I'm sick of hearing.
Oh yeah, it sucks, and some people consider it propaganda for shit, but apparently it has its moments, it has quite a few bad moments, a few good ones. It's not quite Gravity Falls, but Sorry, Gravity Falls will always have me just for the old man going, finally an excuse to punch a child in the face.
A super warrior, a mercenary. I don't know. Like Kiefer Sutherland voice. I never got why they changed his name to Kiefer Sutherland. All I wanna do is see you turn into a mercenary. Well, he got his wish. Eventually.
I'm going to use Metal Gear Rex, and then I'm going to prove that I'm better to Daddy. Well, you can't because he's dead. That's your opinion. No, it's not. It's fact. I killed him.
You just can't help but think things, can you? The Jarl's throne was just on the other side of that wall of ice.
The Jarl's throne.
The Jarl of Winterfell. Well, to be fair, they did take a very Norse, inspiration.
I really like the voice they gave Eli. Yeah, I couldn't quite place that accent. Where would you say that was from? It sounded a bit South Londonish, but oh. Definitely wasn't the Midlands. Also, how do you respond to those people who don't believe the Midlands exist?
I'm in the East Midlands.
Because a friend of mine from uni was like, the Midlands aren't real. It's I actually live smack in the middle of the country. Oh, hi, Jack. I actually live smack in the middle of the country, right? And
oh yeah, keep in mind I lived in the Midlands too.
And I told her that, and I said, no, you're wrong, you're northern. I'm sorry that you hate Northerners so much that you invented an entirely different category to avoid associating with them, but you're
Oh
Northern.
my god. What's she gonna? Oh, and I suppose she'd call where I live North Englanders.
Apparently anything above Watford Gap, which is pretty far south, is north. I live in the Midlands.
Yes, well. No, it is a thing. The Midlands is a thing, whether people want to accept it or not.
I can see it pass out. There's no way to reach it.
Sorry, what?
The Midlands is a thing, regardless of what someone says.
Yeah. But, like, Northerners are like that as well. They won't admit it either. Apparently anything below Stockport or something is south. And anything above Watford Gap is north. Where are you now in the story? Right, we're trying to get to Jotunheim. Right, how do I get up there? Am I even supposed to get up there? Oh wait, no, I freed that door from... Oh right, there's icy walls that I can destroy.
Focus up.
Death claws.
Quick, kill him.
Remember? Remember old-timey Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge? It was a very different show, wasn't it? I wonder what happened to crows.
Rose.
But I thought Christmas was about Jesus.
You mean Taya was lying? Yeah, I mean, when you actually think for more than 5 seconds about her story, it has way too many holes in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's exciting, but if you actually think about it, it makes no sense.
Yep.
Oh.
Marjima-san, please, we can't keep going into our church and using our crucifix as a makeshift baseball bat.
Oh, where are we going? Are we going to a carnival?
Oh, it'll be a carnival, alright.
Ah! Piss off, ghost!
I like redheads more. I like redheads as much as I like penguins. I love the whole thing that Joey's mother just sounds like a man.
Serenity, please listen to my soothing sound of my voice.
No, Daddy.
Sounded like Dr. Girlfriend.
Hey, come on now. Dr. Girlfriend was wonderful.
Venture Brothers.
She's a nice lady.
The Phantom Limb. Oh god. The Monarch was just the best villain though.
I sold you for a cigarette.
And I saw one where he kidnapped Dr. Venture and him and Dr. Girlfriend are dressed in Japanese garb. He's like, we in the West know nothing of torture. You just nail a guy's balls to a piece of wood and you're expected to call that pain. But nothing beats the pain of the bell. And he just has this big bell lowered over Dr. Venture. And then he goes into like this vivid detail of all, you know, what the vibrations all do, and it does nothing. Oh, and one of his main henchmen died, and now he's a ghost that haunts the other henchmen. Well, only one of the other henchmen can see him. Yeah, you don't get a soul until you're about 1. Everything has a soul. Wow, I should tell people this. Oh yeah, tell everybody that the ghost of your dead subordinate kind of told you.
What the? Stonebeard King. Ah. We're killing royalty right now.
Ah, I shall dine on his royal blood.
Finished another script, Ollie. Only 2 left. Cool.
Where was I? Oh yeah, blood.
Blood.
Barry. Hey, that's my name. Jill is in grave danger. Jill was in a grave? Oh, Jill, I hardly knew you.
The creatures of Icy Bleed. God of War's Sub-Zero.
Finish
We'll
him.
soon find out.
Do-do-do.
Do-do-do. Ba-ba-do-do. Ba-do-do. Runic Summon.
Kratos wins.
Oh.
Fatality.
Well, to
Instead
be
of-
fair, Kratos was in the PS4, PS3 version of Mortal Kombat.
Flawless victory.
Bestiality. Well, it's animality, isn't it?
Oh.
Don't know what you're thinking of.
Sorry, I thought my mind skipped a beat for a minute. I was thinking of Kurt Angle.
Summons an additional wolf. Ah. But now, instead of summoning a wolf made of lightning, we're going to... He can summon a stampede of lightning boars.
Nice.
I just wasted the summon to show you that, but oh well. Everything's dead anyway. Right, now let's see if we can't get through this door. I imagined yesterday a cross between Batman and Sub-Zero. Expecto Patronum. Yeah, it is quite similar to that, isn't it?
God, remember the Harry Potter PS1 game?
Which one specifically?
The Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, I had that one.
I actually still have that one. One where Harry doesn't speak at all.
Yeah.
And everyone's face looks like an arse made out of Lego.
And one boss battle consisting of wizard crackers.
Yeah.
They're like, what the hell?
Oh yes. I remember the advertisement. Yeah, it was very misrepresentative of the actual game. Oh, that must be the Jarl's throne.
Something ahead.
Colored gelatins.
He's fine. Thought it best to vanish when Thor's idiot sons showed up.
Gee, father.
Armor piece? The travelers. Oh, disgusting. Smelly, covered in God knows how many little beasties, but gorgeous armor. Let's see if I can't make something more sanitary. Yes?
Labor complete. New recipes unlocked.
Oh, what brings you around, friends?
Chest armor. What do we got here? Breastplate of traveler. Vitality up, but everything else down. I'll stick with my current armor. Runeweaver war belt. Oh, is that what I'm wearing at the moment? Oh, I might be able to upgrade the Talion bow.
How may I serve?
Upgrade the Talion bow. New skills are available. Have you bonded with the boy yet? Some. Kratos has told him some stories. Let's see.
Played catch with him.
Took him to see.
Camping.
Yeah,
Oh.
took him to get it to kill his first boar. Took him to see his first prostitute in Mexico.
You know, the usual father-son stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if I can sell anything.
Thanks, father.
Yes, my young man? What did we miss? The secret to any craft is in the fine details.
Just gonna sell all the armor I'm not wearing. Buy. Oh, no, it wants me to buy it again. No, I'm not buying that.
It's a rip-off.
For this gold? Look at it. It's worth 10 if it's worth a shekel.
But this bloke won't haggle.
Won't haggle. Ah.
Come on, offer 10. 10. 10? Are you trying to insult me? Me with a poor dying mother? 10?
Oh, alright, I'll give you 11. Now you're getting it.
Hey. Did I hear you? What? Right, this only cost me 12.
This coffee. Well, that's what you told me to say.
Oh, no, you're supposed to say, 10 for that, you must be mad.
Oh well, one born every minute.
Oh, craft. Let's see if I can get sharpshooter guard, superior fighter tuning. I can get him some good armor. Atreus will sometimes find health stones when Kratos is injured. Increases health stone potency.
My boy.
This piece is what all true warriors strive for.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
Oh.
Your Majesty, Ganon and his minions have seized the Isle of Korodai.
How can we help?
It is written, only Link can defeat Ganon. Great, I'll go grab my stuff. There is no time, your sword is enough. How about a kiss for luck? You've got to be kidding.
Squad alive!
God.
We are all.
There's the traitor, Majesty.
Please, your omnipotence, have mercy. After you scrubbed all the floors in Hyrule, then we can talk about mercy. Take him away.
Such a benevolent king.
I wonder what's for dinner.
Hurry, brother. We make it a piece
At
of just one
Alcon
big go
last
before
year,
we
there
even
was
notice.
someone dressed as the king from. Look who it is,
Boy,
boy.
surrender. The Old Father demands it.
Is that?
No.
It's Magni.
That looks like an orc.
This fight is mine, boy. Go.
And where do you think you're going?
Modi.
Oh no, brother. The little freak's got a bow. What are we gonna do?
Have you considered a tactical retreat?
This isn't good. Well,
Sons of Thor. They did look a bit Thor-esque.
Can't remember the last time.
yeah, I was thinking these looks like Thor's kids, or Thor.
Wow, poor Jane Foster.
I will triple you.
Haven't squeezed those two out.
Curses and cranberries.
You've got some. I'll take the big one.
I am the god of thunder.
By my own beard.
Stay behind me, boy. Why do you hunt us? What does Odin want?
Oh no. Don't get it. Come here, Henry. You don't know who that is.
Shut up! Don't call me that!
Ah, son of a bitch.
Can't believe it.
I said shut up!
Calm yourself, boy.
Looks like they needed a lesson.
Ah. Oh, come on.
Jealous. Only all to yourself. Your mother ugly or something? She cut up your face and you do about her.
Don't talk about my mother!
Don't talk about my mommy.
Don't listen to him, lad. He's trying to rile you up.
Idiots.
The sons of Thor are welcome to try.
Head!
Sorry, overstepped, yeah? From behind your carcass to earth.
Oh, you can't do the quick turn.
We're coming for you. What? You're pathetic.
Well, these two are like the equivalent of high school jocks.
Boy, stay focused.
Oh, that was a gamble that had to be taken, but...
Don't take me out the team, coach.
I don't ask Stacy to dance. She's mine.
Oh god, whoa, that's... Right, so do I have to take out both of them for this to work?
It seems like it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, damn. I was where... Oh, look how close I got.
Dicks.
Whoa.
Boy, stay focused.
Well, at least you have to take down that whole health bar.
Yeah. They didn't kill me. Oh, well, they knew something. Oh.
It's yours, brother. Don't tell me what
Alright, back. I've just got to get a drink.
Okay.
call this a challenge. An old man in this stillborn.
Is there something you've got to do specifically?
That must have been some war to play with the last of him.
I'll kill you!
How did you? You have no idea. You son of a bitch!
Ha! I tell you, but can't through comments. Ah.
Sickness. Fever has returned.
No! It hasn't.
Roy,
The coffin of blood. The boy's sick. He needs Freya.
No!
steady.
I'll be alright.
There you go, lad.
So, yeah, we've killed a god.
I'm fine, see?
We should keep an eye on him.
Was that? No. Oh, frozen flame. And lepta alloy.
Right, what did I miss?
Well, we have reached the 2-hour mark. Can we talk when you finish? Like, not through Skype, I'm afraid. It's my computer's misbehaving at the moment. I've actually turned it off.
So did you kill those two?
I killed
One
one
of
of them, and the other ran off.
He's dead.
He
He
messages
cried.
through the PlayStation or something, Jack. Until that time, right, it's the 2-hour mark. We've just killed a couple of gods. I think that's a good place to wrap up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so I will see you. Alright, oh, Ian, where can people find more of you and what you do?
Well, just look me up on YouTube at Within the Grey Walls.
Okay,
And you'll find me pretty much on either one, so
Yeah.
I'm more a background guy at this point.
Yeah, you don't have anything of your own to plug. And, okay.
Yeah,
thanks for
say it
tuning
like
in.
that, Ollie. That makes me feel so much better.
No, I'm sure you could if you had the time to, but you're going to be a dad soon, so
That is true, yeah.
yeah.
Look, we'll see how things go in the future.
Yeah.
Till then.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.